It's been well over a year since I first made this video calling out AI-generated Minecraft houses, hoping to help you spot them, but they're still absolutely everywhere. So I'm gonna build 5 different AI houses I found, ranging from absolutely terrible to still pretty terrible, but kind of interesting. So let's get right into it. All right, so first house we got is this kind of like island, sort of coastal house. I kind of got to build a land for it because I couldn't find anywhere that looked good. So let me get that in real quick. All right, finally done terraforming. Oh my god. All right, let's figure out where this house goes. It's just kind of all oak, which is gonna look terrible, but that's the way it looks. I guess there's some cobblestone in there. Not like that'll help, but whatever. See, the house is kind of right here. I think we're gonna have to slightly scale this up just to be able to fit the details in. So that's kind of what we're working with here, and it looks beautiful, I would say. Truly. And of course the roof is oak. Wouldn't want too many blocks in this, you know what I mean? It's really going for simplicity. There's something going on here, which is more oak, and I hate that that might actually be it. I think maybe campfires might look the best. So since this is like stone, I'm gonna assume that this whole wall is stone. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's a good assumption or not, but we'll see. Okay, you know, this isn't coming out like that bad. Like it is coming out that bad, but it's like not the worst thing ever, I don't think. I think once we get the palm trees and the grass in, it'll kind of look all right, honestly, but we'll see. Okay, let's get the chimney in. It's just kind of a gray mass. I don't know. There's some glass smoking, I think. Looks fine. I show it's just like sugarcane coming out of the roof. That's interesting. Something going on here. It kind of looks like a table. Sure, I guess. There's like a chest over here. There's a window here. Kind of looks like trapdoors. Let me just go something like that. It's really beautiful, you know? All right, I'm gonna get all the grass, sugarcane, and those trees in, and then we'll see how it's kind of looking here. Sorry, my custom trees are kind of atrocious, but that's not bad. I'm gonna get this quick dock thing in, and then I think we're about done. This shouldn't be too bad. Of course it's oak, obviously. You know, what else would it be? I think I'm happy with that. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. Let's see. That's kind of tough. Like, hold on, wait a minute. See, you could turn this slop into a banger. That's like way longer than I wanted to. I don't know why I did that. I kind of went way too detailed with it. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I guess we'll turn on shaders real quick. Obviously, the perspective and everything is slightly off, but I think that's a cool build. I'm pretty happy with it. I guess we're 1 for 1 right now. Let's move on to the second one and see how we do. And hopefully, it doesn't take as long. I don't know. All right, so next up, we got house number 2. Hopefully, it should be a lot easier than the last one, honestly. I didn't realize that the first one was so complicated. This one is just a house. No terraforming, no nothing, all right? It's just a house that doesn't look like Minecraft at all, but apparently it's an AI Minecraft. I don't know, man. Who knows? So in my head, that's how wide it is, right? There's like a 3 block, and there's a stairs, and there's 3 more blocks. So I think that's how we're gonna do it. Might be a bit bigger than the scale of the actual house, but it should be fine. It's a pretty simple house, so either way, it'll be pretty easy to make, I think. We'll see. We got a porch, which is like that size, and with the actual house, which, I mean, I guess it's just like a 9x9 cube, right? We'll see. So yeah, it's kind of the scale, I guess. I'm gonna move this over a bit. Okay, so yeah, the stairs will go here, and this front part will be porch, so I'm just gonna mark that by, I guess, putting wood here. That'll be chill. All right, and then we have the house itself, and the palette is like the only weird thing. No matter what I do, I'm gonna get 100 comments telling me I used the wrong palette and then I should die. But I think we'll go for either birch or sandstone for the walls. I'm not sure, honestly. We'll see. It has a certain smoothness that I don't think birch will really work for. So that's why I'm thinking sandstone. Like, that is probably the most accurate we'll get. Birch just doesn't look right. It's not even the right color. This is gonna look so bad, by the way. It's just not sitting in. This might be the worst house ever, but we'll see. I'm getting in with just smooth sandstone first, and we'll kind of figure it out after. Okay, then we have windows. Probably like that. They have some kind of stone frame on them, which will just look beautiful, I'm sure. And then up here we have the roof, which I don't think will be oak, but just to mark where the stairs go, it'll be here. It almost looks like it might be either jungle or like spruce, so I think we go jungle. It has a bit of like an orange tone to it. That is really ugly. We'll see. I have faith. I no longer have faith. We'll see, maybe it'll come together, you know, maybe, hopefully, please. All right, there's some kind of weird like dormer sort of thing here. It just kind of comes across completely flat. It's so bad. I know it's not actually like this, but I think I just need to kind of add a bit of shape so it looks less awful. Doesn't really help, if I'm being honest here, but whatever. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. It kind of has like, it's like black bars. This is probably the best I could do, I think. Yikes. You know, never mind. Right? Like, come on, whatever. We'll leave that. This looks terrible. Let's get this chimney in. This should be pretty easy. It's truly beautiful. You know, it's coming together a little bit, all right? I'm gonna stop being so harsh. It's coming together, like, kind of. There's like a little part that goes up there, so I can do that. Honestly, like, it's kind of the general shape of the house done. I gotta add a window here, which we'll leave that there for now, but I gotta put this like overhang here. It's kind of like this height. I mean, it connects to there, so that's the height it's at. And it's just flat across, which looks so bad. I don't know why they, whatever. It's AI, he has no idea what it's doing. All right, windows. I don't know how I should do this, because it has like some kind of stone brick frame on it, but no matter what I do, it won't look good. So I don't know if I should even try. Maybe we should do top and bottom. There's like a bit of a darker frame on it. Yeah, I mean, maybe that. That's not bad. All right, so down here, we got a door in the middle, I guess. Can't really see it, but we'll just assume there's a door here. I'm just gonna kind of guess down here. I can't see anyway. And then I'm gonna texture the walls and everything, and then add like the furniture in the front, and we're probably about done, I think. We'll see. All right, I think with those details, we're done here. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know. Not the block palette I would exactly go for, but overall, I don't think it looks that bad. Quick shader look, not bad. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Hopefully, maybe it's a bit more normal. I don't know. All right, so next up for the third house here, we have this one. It's kind of like farmland around it, and then this like house. I kind of like the white trim on it. I think that's why I chose it. Block palette's gonna be interesting. Some dark oak in there for the roof. Maybe spruce or oak for like the pillars on the walls, and maybe white wool in the walls. Should be pretty easy, I think. The shape doesn't look too bad, at least, so that's something. So probably something like this, for like the main house part, like scale-wise. This goes back maybe 7 or so. Just kind of guessing for now. We'll get more specifics in later. All right, so I think that's the shape we're looking at here. I mean, if you don't understand what's happening, my bad. Front part, and this is like that part that comes out. Maybe we'll make this come out an extra block. Why not? All right, everything is up a block, because you can see it has like a porch here. I'm just gonna fill in all these walls here and then kind of see what we're looking at, because I don't know how tall to make these walls yet until I get the windows in. So kind of one thing at a time here. Okay, so looks like there's kind of an extra block here and then the window. So I think we need this much space here. I think, I don't know. This might be a trust the process sort of house. And I don't know if I trust the process. I think I'm starting to get this, all right? So there's like kind of like a divider here, but I don't want to put a full block. So I think what I'm gonna do kind of something like this. And then kind of like on the front part, it might have even a bit bigger of a kind of divider thing here, but I'm not entirely sure yet. It kind of looks like this. Low-key, and there's like more plants on that, so I think I'm gonna keep that. Actually, it looks pretty good. Kind of the same thing over here, and I think I'm gonna make the second floor just actually align, because it looks kind of dumb. Like it kind of looks like it's like back a whole nother block, but it doesn't look like that over here. You know what I mean? It's just like that on this side, because it doesn't understand like 3D space. So we'll kind of freestyle this a bit here. We're gonna get a bunch of details in with like spruce signs and stuff, I think, which should kind of save this a bit more. Again, another really big window here with some kind of like spruce detail on the top. We'll get that in later. But that's kind of the shape done. It'll come together once we start getting a roof going and like details. It's beautiful. It's terrible, but like it'll look all right once I'm done. I'm gonna get quartz out for the stairs. There's not really any other better stair options. It looks kind of like a stone, so I don't want to use pale oak or anything. So I think we use quartz and then dark oak, which will be an interesting combo, I think. Okay, that only looks moderately terrible. We're making moves here. All right, so we kind of just have like a blank canvas here. So I think what I'm gonna texture all these walls, which is a couple other white blocks, probably calcite, diorite, concrete powder. It's probably about it, kind of the standard. Then we're gonna go through with like spruce stairs, slabs, trapdoors, and signs. And we'll just go like a bunch of spruce details everywhere, because this house has a lot of like random lines going through it. And I think that'll kind of save it, because it looks really bad right now. But I think that's pretty temporary, because once we get the window details in, walls textured, and the spruce details, like the house is almost done. So if it doesn't look good, then we're kind of cooked, I think. Okay, texturing hasn't saved it. Okay, we'll move on to spruce details now. All right, so there's a bunch of like signs that just kind of go like this. They kind of just run across the surface. There's a door here, so we can kind of get that in right now, actually. Why not? We're gonna just go for dark oak for some contrast in here, I guess. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. Got a flower pot up here, which will hopefully help a lot, honestly, to kind of break this up, because I've built better, you know? Okay, like we're kind of getting there. And this is like kind of, I think the best way I could do this is spruce trapdoors on the walls and then fence in the middle. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, some chill down there as well, I guess. Sure. All right, how's it looking? Like, you know, it could be worse. All right, let's get a bunch of plants and lanterns in, and then maybe it'll kind of be looking less awful. Because there's plants all over this thing, you know what I mean? So I think that might save it. There's a lot of like pink and purple like flowers. There's not a whole lot of like that kind of color in Minecraft. I guess I could use pink tulips in there as well. So I'm kind of using saplings. Oh, I forgot to do this window. Oops. I forgot to do both these windows. Oh my god. I'm throwing. Are we saving it so far? I think we kind of are. You know what? It's not that bad. All right. It's not that bad. Okay. It's not that bad. If I say enough, I'll convince myself. Let's get this path in and some crops, and I think that's what we're gonna call it. Like, it's not terrible. You know, it's not perfect, but it's all good. All right, I think that's what we're gonna call it. I'm pretty happy with it. You know what? It's not like the worst thing I ever built, really. All right, I'm gonna say it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, it's not amazing. It's fine. I'm happy with it. It was kind of complicated. It wasn't too bad though. But yeah, with that, let's move on to the fourth house. I don't know if it's gonna be easier or harder at this point. I don't even know. All right, next up for the fourth house. This one honestly doesn't seem that difficult, really. I don't think. I kind of chose it because this. I don't know if it's really interesting or just stupid. This like leaf roof. I think it'll kind of be funny. I think the front porch one is also kind of interesting. It has like 2 floors of the same thing, which is really weird. Can this guy get out of here? I don't have to kill him, man. I'm sorry, bro. Go away. But anyway, it shouldn't be too bad. The blocks on this are kind of more apparent. It's clearly oak. Roof is like a spruce trim on it. Argue with a wall. It shifted because of sunset. Okay, I just typed sun in the thing. That's huge. That's very obviously oak and spruce. Okay, like I don't care. I don't know if I care to build like the animal pen because wow, those AI animals are crazy. Let's kind of just start with this porch here though. Yeah, every shader image has like this like sunset filter on it. So it's kind of weird. Why are there there's stairs here, but the fence extends? It's kind of funny. Anyway, there's another section like this. That's basically the scale we're getting. So it's kind of a big house. But again, a lot of it is just porch, so it's whatever. It's beautiful, truly. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this guy kind of shape for the porch out, and then we'll move on to the actual house. All right, that's tough. So now the actual house, kind of similar to what we just did, I think. It's like this front part, which is like 5 across, so we can get the roof and everything. It never perfectly lines up, but it's whatever. And it goes back a little bit, and this goes down to here. And yeah, it's kind of it. I think I might make this slightly longer. I don't know. It looks like it goes past the porch, actually, like a couple blocks, if you kind of look at the end there. So we'll take it to there. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it for the shape. It's a pretty simple shaped house. The weird thing is just like the leaf roof, really. You can kind of just barely see off the left of the image that there's another roof that comes through. So I'm gonna assume that's like kind of the middle point. It looks kind of small though, but I don't know. Yeah, it starts higher, but ends lower, which using my brain here means it's like smaller. So we'll go like 4, I guess. So that'll make sense. Sorry if I'm terrible at explaining stuff, my bad. We gotta figure out where this like next layer of porch goes, which is like super weird. Like that's even a thing I gotta say. I'm assuming it's like here, right? Like that makes sense, I think. Cause if we get this wall in here, 1 second. Let's just assume something like this. Then like this room for like, you know, a door and a window. So we're gonna assume that this goes here. So I'll get that in real quick. Kind of probably do the same fence details on that. And then we'll kind of go back to the main part of the house, I think. All right, so I kind of just locked in for a few minutes here and kind of finalized some stuff. So kind of go over what I did. Got the porch like finished up here, basically. Obviously, I need to put stuff on it and everything, and maybe some trapdoors around for some details. Oh, but I basically finalized the shape of the house here. I moved this to like be 3 across instead of 4. Just because I figured that would make the most sense with the roof, with the way it lines up. And just kind of extended out the back in the way that it made sense, I think. So that's kind of the first floor shape done. And it kind of just stacks on top of it. So the second floor should just kind of like build itself, basically. Because it looks like there's a block here, 2 blocks of like glass there. And then, I don't even know, some kind of wood like here, maybe. And then it comes up like this. And the stairs will meet up like that. So that's basically the shape done, I think, like essentially. The window like here, maybe. But yeah, pretty simple stuff. It'll kind of get weird once you start getting to like the leaf roof. But until then, it kind of just fill it in blocks, really. That's why I'm not saying much. I don't got much to say, really. Okay. I kind of like the shape of this, honestly. Fill everything in white real quick. All right, so everything filled in. I'm liking it a lot. I might push this back. I mean, I said earlier that like it doesn't look like it is in the AI image, and I still agree with that, but it just looks so bad. It just looks so much better. My bad, whatever. I'm actually kind of liking it, which like bothers me a little bit because this one was pretty terrible, but whatever. I think for now what I'm gonna do is fill in the roof, and then wherever there's leaves, I'm just gonna put moss, kind of as like a placeholder. So let's fill this whole roof in, and then we'll start getting details in. I think it'll actually start coming together pretty nicely. This might be one of my favorite ones this video. I think I'm just gonna assume that this whole side is moss, basically, like kind of like this, like mirrored over there. And then this side has like these weird badges, but the rest of it is like pretty much all moss. I think that's the best way to do this. I think it'll look the best, so we'll just run with that. I think we're just gonna assume that the whole roof is moss except for the top and this like little part over here. I think that is the best looking way to do this. That looks pretty tough. Obviously I'll put leaves everywhere. It'll be a leaf roof mostly. I kind of like this though. Hold up. All right, I'm gonna go through and texture all these walls again with the same exact palette as last time. Kind of standard at this point. Then we're gonna start getting like smaller details, and I think that's when the house is kind of gonna finally look pretty good. But yeah, one thing at a time here. got everything textured, you know, some details kind of around the frame. The back, I don't detail the back usually too much on these because I can have no idea what's going on over there. Anyway, let's get some more of these front details in and then we'll get started on the roof, I guess. And I gotta do windows still. Oh my God, it never ends. It's time for the roof, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do this yet. I haven't really thought about it too much. It won't just be leaves, I don't think. I think I'll make it like, probably some grass around it, something like that. Kind of just mix it up. But I'm not sure how this is gonna work, really. We'll see. The problem is if I straight up replace all this, then you can see straight through the house. So I think we lower all this down a bit, right? So like we have like an under layer of like moss so you can't see through, but where we can't do an under layer, we can kind of like patches, I think. And I think that'll look pretty good together. Maybe this part we could have like some grass. And yeah, I think it's like a mix that looks pretty good. Obviously I'll mix some other leaves in, but I think that's kind of the strategy I'm gonna get here. Obviously made some vines, some azalea leaves, you know. I think that looks pretty good. I think I like that. That's not bad. That's kind of a good way to get around the problem we're facing here. So we're gonna kind of try our best to get this everywhere, but I'm not sure how well it's gonna work. We'll try. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I got some like other details around, you know, some plants, animals, all that. I think it looks pretty good. I like the roof a lot. I don't know, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it's pretty tough. This might be my favorite house in the video, I'm not sure. With that, we're finally on to the 5th and final house. Hopefully this one is a little easier, but I don't think it will be, I'm gonna be real. Let's get into it. And before I forget, this house is dedicated to my patron Lezlo. I appreciate your support. If you want a house dedicated to you, it's just $3 on the Patreon. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. All right, and finally, for the final house of this video, we have whatever this is. I mean, it's not a house really, but like, I guess kind of. I don't know what it's meant to be. Like some kind of like oceanside, like feels kind of like Spanish to me. I have no idea. All right, I'm gonna be honest. But I thought it'd be a fun challenge because it's something I wouldn't normally build. I don't think it should really be that bad. Like if you really look at it, like it might seem like a lot at first, but you really look at the picture and it's essentially just like 5 pillars. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be that bad. Maybe it will be. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna start trying to get the shape out though. We're gonna use wool here. I'm guessing they're each about 5 by 5. That looks kind of like how I do that. They're all kind of slightly staggered too. Oh, these two in the front seem lined up. But then this one seems like it comes out a block. And also has a block of separation because the staircase that goes in between. So we'll get that one in. And this one seems like a block back again. And this one seems a block forward. I know this one's also yellow, but I'm gonna use this as a placeholder just because I don't wanna like select both of them at the same time if I do any world edit stuff. So there's something like that, I think. I have no idea. All right, I guess we can just kind of figure out what to do with these one at a time. So I'm gonna get rid of this for a second here, and we're gonna focus on the gray one. I don't know, I might have to raise these up a world edit a bit, but for now, I'm just gonna use wool here, by the way. I'll use every block at some point. We have the bottom part, and there's a door that seems about center, kind of like that. There'll be stairs here. Again, these are placeholder, unless I use stone, which I might. It's a door that goes something like that, right? There's a block gap, and then maybe another block gap, and then a window. I'm just trying to work out the scale, because it's really important to get this down, or I'm gonna mess up every house. So yeah, something like that. And then there's like a flower pot underneath and a block gap. So that feels about right. It's gonna look terrible until we texture it, so I'm not too worried. All right, but yeah, it looks bad. All right, we'll be real here. I think we might use jungle here. It kind of is hard to tell the wood type. I could see it as honestly anything, but with the kind of like heavy sunset vibe, you know what I mean? It's kind of like on the coast. Jungle feels like it fits. I might do one more block above this just because I don't want that to touch the window. So I'm gonna look better like this. Yeah, I guess. All right, so yeah, we'll just carry all these details up, kind of get an idea for the scale here, see if we like it or not. I think so. I think I like it. I mean, it obviously looks awful, okay? It's a placeholder for what's to come, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to get the next one in using this scale, I guess. This is a block up. I should probably world edit everything up again. There's gonna be a lot of moving stuff around here, for sure. I'm gonna basically like go through here, and I'm probably gonna try to just figure out where each of these houses kind of sit, and then the height of them. And then I'll kind of like, I guess get into block palettes and stuff, I suppose, would be next. But yeah, I'm just gonna figure out the scale for all these real quick. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, we're getting there. This one's kind of interesting because it starts as low as the other ones, but it's as tall as this one because it's the only with 3 window layers, which is kind of cool. Kind of tough. Back to this one though. All right, I'm gonna shut up. Ooh, this one has no door. Kind of interesting. No idea how that works, but who cares? All right, that's kind of the facade done. I think that'll look all right. And it's raining. Of course it is. But yeah, I think it'll look all right. Obviously, this is gonna be a very heavily texture dependent build. So if I mess the texturing up, it's gonna look terrible. But real quick, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna fill all these in completely solid. And then maybe I'll get the roof in. That looks like it's gonna be pretty easy, honestly. But yeah, I'm just gonna fill all these in, which shouldn't take that long a world edit. Okay, that's kind of the roof's done. And now there's some like weird things about these that I'm gonna kind of explain real quick. So these slope back seemingly, just kind of like back like that and then go down. That's what I'm assuming happens. I'm assuming they don't just like keep going up, you know? The top two roofs seem to kind of just meet in the middle. I don't like the way they look with a point, I don't think. I'm gonna keep them flat at the top for now. But yeah, it's kind of the shape of everything done. And now it comes down to texturing and like all the wall details. And obviously I should texture first because it'll be harder to texture if I have like these kind of window details and everything. So what I'm gonna do is I guess try to figure out a palette for all these sections because I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm doing at all. Maybe it'll be easier actually if I just did that after I get these like staircase things in. Obviously they don't make sense at all. Okay, so it's got something like this, and then this staircase starts kind of coming out like here-ish, I think. It's something like that. Can you walk up this? Yeah, we could pretend that works. That works fine. Actually, I guess we could just full block this, right? And that would work better, obviously. It's kind of more of like, kind of comes out though. I think it's more like that. Yeah, it really is. Even though it doesn't look as good, that's kind of what it does. So I'm gonna keep it like that. All right, we're starting to get this coastline in though, which is good because it was really annoying me that I didn't have it, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it. So some dirt here, right? Something like that. I think that's how I'm gonna just leave it. Obviously, I'm gonna put stone and mix the blocks in there, but I'm happy with the shape of it, which is the important part. And it's kind of starting to come together now. Obviously, all the texturing is wrong and the color left building is wrong, but soon. All right, soon. All right, I like the shape. Okay, coastline's done. All right, let's try to get some block palettes out here. Let's start with the gray one. Okay, so I'm thinking something kind of like this for like the gray, like a bit of dark, a bit of light. It definitely leans to the lighter side more. But the thing is, there's like some like blue. So I'm gotta figure out how to kind of blend that and what block I want to use for that blue building. I don't think any terracottas are kind of the right color for it. Concrete's too bright. I mean, it might have to be cyan stuff, which is pretty bright. But maybe if we mix it with this, it won't look too bad. But I don't know how we mix that to gray exactly. Obviously, I know lichen can kind of be used. That might just have to work. It's not the best thing ever. It's not the worst thing ever, though. So I think that's probably what we're going to go with. We'll worry about that later, though. Let's texture it all gray. And then we'll get that blue in. There's like green on there, too, like vines and everything. So it's kind of a pretty complicated texturing thing. Yeah, the gray part doesn't look bad. I think I'm probably just gonna lock in a texture. I don't think I'll have much to add to it, so it'll probably just be like pretty quick and like the edit. But we'll see, we'll see. All right, first texturing pass, really not that bad. Now I'm gonna go through and add like these splotches of different colors. So if you see the gray part, there's blue in it. The blue part has some gray in it. The yellow has like this kind of like orangey stones color at the bottom. Same with the red one, kind of looks like red sandstone, that one, honestly. And the yellow one on the left might have like mud in it at the bottom, I think. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna add those more specific details. And then I think that's when this is finally gonna start coming together. I hope so, at least. I don't know, we'll see. Like, okay, like, hold up. Okay, come on, like, that's not bad. That is not that bad. Obviously, it's not done. But texturing-wise, like, we're basically done. And I like it, I think. I don't know. Kind of tough. I used some weird blocks in there. I don't know, some dripstone, some, like, diamond ore. I don't know. I just kind of, like, used whatever I thought might look good at the time. And I think it's fine. So I think what we're going to go and do now is kind of probably the biggest, like, thing I need to do, which is windows. Kind of windowsill things. I don't think that's what they're called. The flower pot things, the doors, all that, and I think it'll kind of come together then. And then obviously I gotta texture these like stairs. It's bothering me. I hate stone bricks like that. Get some stone on the beach, and then we're probably done. I think we're done. It's taking a minute, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it for sure. Like low-key kind of cooking. I don't know, like there's some weird stuff like the colors of like the like shutters really is the main thing, but I mean I gotta stay accurate. So I'm gonna go and get a bunch of plants around and then we might be done. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. I don't know. This house is dedicated to my patron Crumbcakes. I appreciate your support. And yeah, with that, I think we're done. I'm gonna get a, you know, view from the right angle here. Like, hold up. Why did I kind of cook? Like, I thought this was gonna be like the worst thing I ever built. Like, I kind of cook with this quick shader view. Like, come on, like, hold up, all right? Come on, that's really not that bad. I thought it was gonna be way worse. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know down below which was your favorite house out of this video. I'm really curious. I had some weird ones, especially this one. I don't know if you love this one, hate this one. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I appreciate it. I got a Discord link down below, discord.gg/rowannn with 2 N's. Highly recommend you join. We got some channels for like build tips. A lot of cool people in there. I got a Patreon, $3. You get a house dedicated to you, all that. Pretty tough. But yeah, see ya. Bye. And of course, thank you to my supporters, Aelic, ThaMango, Tommi, Natural High, Lezlo, Crumbcakes, Veloxra, NotZyloz, and of course, Mogswamp. See ya.